Mental health experts say as many as 3 million Americans struggle with a severe hoarding disorder.
And the problem goes way beyond just an overstuffed house. Hoarding can affect the entire neighborhood. So here's important information you need to have if you have a hoarder next door. You often see them on reality TV shows, hoarders trapped in prisons of their own clutter. But what you don't see is how a desperate hoarder who feels threatened can turn violent. In Long Beach, California, an agitated hoarder shot at a city inspector responding to complaints about his junk-filled home and yard. What followed was a tense 7-hour standoff. Neighbors filmed the frightening scene and posted it on YouTube.
It was really ugly. It was something you don't want to see in your neighborhood.
Cheryl McCowan lives just a few doors down and knew the hoarder for several years.
It was heartbreaking because all he was really trying to do was save his own house. And he really felt that everyone was against him. They were going to take everything he owned and he would have nothing left in this world.
The Long Beach incident is an extreme case, but attorney Scott Fisher says a hoarder can endanger any neighborhood just by stockpiling useless items and not disposing of trash.
The risk of fires, the risk of spread of illness or disease. We think of rodents or vermin that are attracted by the hoarded objects on the property.
Besides the immediate health risks, Fisher says hoarders can also have a long-term impact on neighbors by lowering their property values.
Certainly there's a financial effect that can manifest because of the hoarding activity.
Fisher says many people only focus on getting a hoarder's property cleaned up and fail to recognize that their junk is only part of the problem.
It's very important that the neighbors try to engage the city's mental health agency to try to deal with this hoarder directly and try to consider this problem as a mental health issue.
Looking back on it, that's something Cheryl McCowan wishes she and her neighbors had done.
I think that we could have maybe some kind of intervention and something to do with a social worker coming and talking to him instead of just put a Band-Aid on it. Maybe things would have turned out different.
So if you have a hoarder living near you, keep in mind that their clutter may be just the tip of the iceberg. Your neighbor could be suffering from a serious psychological problem and in real need of professional care. Scott says neighbors can also try reaching out to a hoarder's relatives or close friends and get them involved, because hoarders rarely seek treatment unless loved ones motivate them to do so.